How to handle your fearful avoidant. I am not asking you to change who you are. I am not asking you to self-abandon your own needs and to just drop all of the things that are important to you and deal with behaviors that are unacceptable. I'm not asking you to do that. What I am saying is that if we are in a committed relationship and we want to show up well for someone and we understand how they feel loved and their triggers and their wounds, and we can show up in a way that really considers those things and show up with compassion and empathy, we're going to have a better relationship. It's the same thing we would want from our partner, and so if we can give it back, that's a good thing. So I don't believe in tolerating bad behavior, abusive behavior. I don't believe in you having to deal with disrespect or unpredictable behavior. The FA by nature tends to be very unpredictable because they have such a chaotic background and they have a betrayal wound. They are always waiting for somebody to let them down, show them that they cannot meet their needs, that they're going to disappoint them. This has been their experience and this is what they have come to expect. If you don't know a lot about the fearful avoidant, go back and look at some of my other videos and catch up. So if you have a fearful avoidant, you really need to lovingly set boundaries. It's not fair to you if they are completely unpredictable and they're swinging left and right and you don't know what you're going to walk into from one moment to the next. So it is important for you to set up boundaries and they will respect that. And it's also important for you to really share with them like how they hurt you and how their behaviors and words impact you and hurt you. They are very self-reflective and they do feel remorse. And so telling them these things will make them more aware of it and they really will try to do better. So the first thing that you can do to really help them out is offer them a lot of reassurance. They're always worried that you're going to hurt them in some way, not put their interests first, and do something that's going to make them feel betrayed, upset, disappointed. And so saying things like, I've got you, there are going to be times that I hurt you, but it will not be intentional and we will work through it together as a team. I really care about your interest and what's best for you. When I make decisions, you're at the forefront of how I'm thinking and making those choices and decisions. You matter to me. Your trust matters to me. Your safety matters to me. If I let you down, I'm going to make sure that I fix it, and it's going to be just a human mistake because we all make them, but I'm going to do my best to do right by you and to make you feel safe and protected. Whatever happens, it's me and you. I've got you. We're going to work through it. Let them know that you are on their side and you're part of a team and it's you and them against any problems that come up, because they very much oftentimes will see you as a villain in their own mind because they look at things through a negative bias and they're looking for people that are going to hurt them. So making sure that they know that you're in things together and you're a team will be helpful for them. It's really important that you hold empathy for them and try to understand your perspective, their perspective, and to validate their feelings. You are not going to see everything exactly as they do. They are very deep feelers. They draw very deep meaning from things. They go way deeper than a lot of people do. So you're never going to be like exactly on the same playing field as they are, and that's okay. What they're looking for is that you are trying to see things from their perspective and trying to understand how they feel, even if you do not agree. So validating their feelings, say, I can certainly understand why you would be upset if this is, what you took from this situation, or I can see your perspective. I had a different experience, but I understand that you're really upset right now. I can see that you're really hurt right now. I can feel that you feel that this was a betrayal to you, even though that was not my intention. Make sure that you just validate them. That's not the same thing as saying you agree with them or giving up your point of view or your experience. This will help de-escalate them if they are upset and they're bringing you a conflict. So they typically go into fight mode and they can come across as very aggressive and almost like attacking. And that all comes from a place of hurt, even though it comes out as anger. So one of the things that you can do to de-escalate them is to do just that, to actually like validate them and let them know you're seeking to understand their perspective. Do that without getting defensive, without getting critical. Do that from sort of a neutral standpoint. If the calmer you can remain, the more it's going to help them de-escalate. So if you can really like not match their energy. I'm not asking you to stay there and like take abuse or have somebody yelling at you or cursing at you or coming at you in a way that's inappropriate. You can calmly say, I really want to understand where you're coming from. I can see that you're angry and hurt right now. But for me to stay present and engage in this conversation, which is what I really want to do for you, I really have to ask you to change the way that you're speaking to me right now, or maybe we can take a pause until you can calm down a little bit. Let them know that you're interested in working this out, that you're here for it, you're going to sit in their feelings with them, but you need them to do that respectfully. That's fair. You get to hold your boundaries, but you're also showing that you're willing to stand up for them and sit in their hard feelings with them, which is really, really important to them. They really are looking for a ride or die who, no matter what they're going through, that person's going to stick through it with them. The other thing that you can do for them when they are like really activated and they're in their fight response or they're really upset is use physical touch. They really struggle to self-regulate. So if you can co-regulate with them, I was a fearful avoidant really bad leaning anxious, and my husband is like really, really good at this, but he has this way of helping me to co-regulate whenever I need it, of using physical touch to calm me down to the point where my nervous system is like so used to it that if he just immediately sees that, even if I'm like yelling or upset and I need to snap out of it, he would get up and just hold me tight, hug me, and it's like instantly my nervous system responds and I go from here to here. And that person that came out like a chihuahua barking and attacking is like immediately rolled over, submissive, belly up. And so really learn to use physical touch. And I know it's hard because when somebody's coming at you, you want to get defensive and like clap back. But truthfully, if you want to see progress and not have more pain grow from this conflict, if you can use physical touch and co-regulation, it does not take much to bring that person down once their body is used to that. And there's things that we do like every day in that sense, so that if any of these conflicts arises, like immediately my nervous system will respond to physical touch. It's just a really awesome, loving way that you can show up for your partner, and it helps you too. It helps you to bond, it creates intimacy. The other thing that's really important to them is they don't do like superficial conversations. They want to get to know you deeply. They want you to know them deeply. So it's really important for them to feel safe, which is really what they're looking for all the time, is safety. And that's what you're trying to establish here. One of the ways that you can do that is by giving them lots of details about what's going on, what your day is like, where you're going, who you're hanging out with. Talk about your friends, your relationships, what's funny to you, the memes that you and your friends share back and forth, the jokes that are funny to you. They want to know everything about your inner world, what makes you tick. They truly care about you and want to know all of those things. So the more that you can be vulnerable and transparent about your inner experiences and what's going on with you, the safer they're going to feel. And also really collect data about what makes them tick and what makes them unique. The more that you can know them on a personal level, like, is super important to them, even when it comes to giving them a gift. Giving them something that speaks directly to them and how they're unique and different from other people, they notice that kind of stuff. So really collect data on them and pay attention and observe. Become like an investigator to become an expert on your partner. If they have doubts, or they come at you with accusations, or they misinterpret something that you did and take it as a personal betrayal when it was not, or if they just have fears that are coming up that they're sharing with you, one of the things that is super helpful, and this is another way my husband is really amazing, is to give them evidence to the contrary. To point out, like if they come at you and they say, you don't ever want to spend time with me, which is not a good way to approach someone. It's critical, it's going to make somebody defensive, but fearful avoidants don't always control this, and they get really reactive and in their feelings. Somebody comes to you like that, then point out 3 or 4 ways that you in fact have made time recently to spend with them. And they are very self-reflective and they're very analytical. So if you show them evidence to the contrary, a lot of time they will sit there, they will think on that, and they will be like, oh my gosh, this person's right. This is my own fears. This is me that's the problem and not them. And they will come back, and a lot of times they will apologize and they will see the error of their ways, and they will want to lean back in and connect. So that's one of the ways that you can get over a lot of these humps. Don't get defensive. Don't start clapping back. Don't shut down, but actually like sit and be like, actually, like I've done this, this, and this intentionally to spend time with you, or to show you that I care about you, or to whatever. That will help them get it right in their mind and realize that it's their own fears and they're searching for that safety, and it's not accurate. It helps them paint the picture in their head of what is true versus the disillusionment that they're coming across in their own mind because of their fears and their hypervigilance and their rumination. So those are the ways that you can show up better for your fearful avoidant. If you are a fearful avoidant and any of these things would help you out, then please comment that works for you. And if there's anything else that you think is very helpful for you when you are starting to go down your fearful avoidant spiral, then please put it in the comments.